Hey everyone, Bill McRae here from the Traffic University. I hope you're having a great day. I've got some great information for you today, and I hope you enjoy it. But first, if you like what I talk about, if you understand how honest I am, if you're ready to share my information, please grab the subscribe button, click on it, and I keep you up to date with tons of free marketing information that will help your home business, whatever you're doing to generate some extra money online. It all works. I give you the straight poop. Also, give it a thumbs up. Appreciate it. Hey, what are the traffic sources that work the best for building email lists? In Bulletproof Email Solution, I give you an alternative. But that source of traffic only works well, as if any of these sources work well, if you know how to segment leads and sift out of those leads the action takers that you need to make money with. Makes sense. So if you have that basic skill of being able to take leads and sift out the good ones and dispose of the bad ones, then you can get leads from any source you really want and find winners. There are diamonds in the rough for sure in every lead that gets on your web form if you know how to use it. But what are the sources of traffic people use? Well, within Bulletproof Email Solution, we have a source of traffic I love and I've used to build a 7-figure solo ad business. I'd love to share that with you. But what I'm going to do is at the end of this recording, if you watch to the very end, I'm going to give you a link to a free course that will teach you how to do solo ads. It's $1 million business to me. I would click on that link. You don't have to go through an opt-in form. Nothing. Go straight to the training and you can start looking at how to do it. You don't need to build a list. You don't need to have an autoresponder account. You just need the training and to take action. So look for that at the very end. The sources of list building that I've used over the years. Number one, I've done a number of product launches. Product launches are the best source of traffic I've ever had. Affiliates start promoting for you. You gather a lot of leads in the process, and then you're able to take those leads who are highly targeted, very interested. They wouldn't have opted into the form if they weren't interested in what you had to offer in the first place, and convert a high percentage of those. That is the best source of leads you could possibly get other than your buyers, the guys who actually buy your products. So what I do is I put the buyers on one list and I promote to them an autoresponder sequence of high-end offers, stuff that sells for anything from $4.97 to $9.97 to $29.97. And that converts very well because those leads have already bought from me. They already have some trust. They already see the way I am and understand I'm looking out for their needs. So, hey, the buyers are, that's the gold. Now, your subs, the guys who don't buy but opt in because of product launch, are pretty doggone good leads too. They'll buy other products, and I promote lower price ClickBank and JVZoo products to those guys, and we make pretty good money doing that as well. The next source of leads would be from solo ads. Solo ad leads is down the scale quite a bit. Now, got to remember the mindset of a solo ad. This is the thing you got to think about when you buy a solo ad. I recommend you sell solo ads, and at the end of this video, I'll have a link to a course on how to do it without a list or anything. But in the meantime, if you're buying solo ads to build your list, you are getting really what I'd call freebie seekers, and I would call casually interested and curious people. These are not necessarily ready to buy people, for sure. I know a lot of people buy solo ads on the feeling that I'm going to make enough money from my ad because my ad is so good that it's going to pay for my solo ad building. That just doesn't work, folks. I hate to tell you that. But if you have a great sales funnel and you know how to segment the list, a la Bulletproof Email Solution, then you'll be able to convert those leads into money over time. And boy, do they pay if you know how to do that, especially if you can find how to get their attention, how to make them like you, how to get them to follow you on all the different social media platforms so that you can leverage your reputation and start to generate some loyal customers who become engaged with you, and then you become the endorser. And when you endorse a product, they buy. So be careful what you endorse. I learned this the hard way. Back in the day, I used to sell every ClickBank product came along. Guy would go, hey, I just launched a new product. Will you help me? I promoted your product. I go, yeah, sure. I'd send out an email and I'd sell 50 copies of it. And the next thing you know, I'd get 34 refunds and I have a bunch of opt-outs on my list, people that are frustrated, and I just don't do that no more. I go and I look at the products before I promote them. I don't ever do an email blast. I look at the product. Sometimes if I can't get the seller to respond to me, I'll actually buy the product myself through my own affiliate link and look at it and see, is this good for my customers? If it's good for my customer, I toss that into my autoresponder sequence. Now, when somebody opts in because I bought, my AdSwipe product or my Bulletproof Email Solution product, they're in that funnel and they're going to see that offer eventually. And if it happens to float their boat at that time, I'll get a sale. I do that. I do not do broadcast anymore because I keep my autoresponder happy. If somebody opts in at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the next day at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they get an email. They don't just all pump all at one time. It comes in on a normal basis. That's what autoresponders are really designed for. They're not designed for blasting. They're autoresponders. They send out messages on a scheduled basis. That's the way to set these things up. Now, if your ego gets too much of you and you decide, oh, I want to win the JV contest and I want to get this, I want to be bigger than the other guy, then you're just going to take a little money now and give a lot back later on. So I set up these funnels and I just let them go and it snowballs. As I build my list, as I build my leads, I generate more and more income from the email follow-up sequence. The email follow-up sequence is the way to go. Okay, other sources of traffic that are really, really effective. People talk about pay-per-view. I don't use it. It doesn't work. I do use it for something, but not that. I'm not going to tell you how I use pay-per-view because I don't need you to steal my idea because it's worth thousands of dollars a month to me. Okay, so maybe if you get me, buy me a gift or something, I'll give it to you. But don't use that for building lead base. The pay-per-click ads, very, very challenging to do pay-per-click, especially Gmail, or at Google AdWords. You have to jump through so many hoops to get Google to send you any traffic. It's way, way too expensive, and it just doesn't convert at a rate where you can afford it. You're going to cost you 10 to 15 bucks per lead. If you get a lead, they're typically very targeted, maybe going to buy, but you're going to have a hard time making your money back. So Google AdWords, not a good source for anything that I'm doing. Facebook leads. Facebook has got a good system for collecting leads. The leads can be effective. You can't do it for business online, make money, home business type products. You can do it for some things. You can do it for like lead generation. So you got to be kind of careful how you use it. But if you use it right, you can do pretty good with Facebook. Costs a couple bucks per lead, and you get it. And I would say those are pretty targeted leads and will convert if you can get a lot of it. It takes a lot of testing, and you need to look at the value of your sales funnel, not just did I make money off of them opting in, am I making money off of them throughout the lifespan of that list? Back in 2012, if it cost me $1 to get a lead, I was making $9 on that lead. Nowhere near that now. It's cost me less per lead, but I make a lot less per lead than I used to. That's because everybody's doing it. It's getting saturated and more difficult to convert things. A lot of the tricks that used to be done in order to get people to convert have been outlawed or just worn out, or people have grown wise to them, or your autoresponder dumps you because you mail them. So there's a lot of things you can't do that you used to be able to do to get that conversion. Now, you got to kind of play it straight. So I just go, okay, I can either be, high pressure, hypey salesman and under deliver, or just a moderate salesman and over deliver. So I'm going to go this way with the over delivery and the moderate salesman thing. So pay-per-click campaigns are definitely something that can work for building leads. A great source of traffic, if you know how to use it, but it isn't going to happen in the big way, is YouTube. I'm using YouTube now because I want you to get that free course at the end of this video. And if you click on that link and you go get that free course, you're going to be able to make some money. Everybody does who does it. It takes just a little bit of effort, not too much, but it works. It just plain works. And so YouTube is great for pre-selling, generating warm traffic, like doing product reviews, And the more you work with it, the bigger your audience becomes, the more you integrate your email marketing with your video marketing so that you can build all your social media platforms at the same time, the better you're gonna do overall. So YouTube's a great source. You can go to Facebook. I'm sorry, just like posting in fan pages and groups and stuff like that doesn't work. Don't spam. People go out and they spam all these things. People go out and spam YouTube comments. People go out and spam blog comments. Don't do any of that stuff. All you're going to do is get frustrated and it won't work. Ultimately, the leads you get off of Facebook or Twitter, and I've tried. I've built some Twitter programs and generated lots of leads off of Twitter, but no income. And that's the thing we want is income. If you can't generate sales, don't bother with it. You can get leads, you can segment them, but it's going to cost you probably a little more than what a solo ad lead costs. They're less effective by far. So social media isn't really a great answer, but except for YouTube. YouTube can be extremely good because it gives you a chance to build your relationship with the client. When you say, go get that free training course, you mean go get that free training course. People will take action because they trust you. So those are the sources of traffic. My primary sources, as I stand here right now, is I have a solo ad platform which is built with a partner where I'm using data. You cannot do this, and I'm not going to teach you how to do this because it is complicated and it's expensive. We deliver 15 to 20,000 clicks per day on our platform, and we bring in 5,000 leads per day. Data is just basically you're promoting to other people's leads by permission and paying them, a few cents per lead. And it's considered spam by a lot of people. Even though you have permission and legally it isn't spam, you are mailing people who didn't necessarily opt into a specific list for you, but they did give permission to the people they did opt in to be on any list that person wants to share them with. That's the liberal perspective of the law. So you got them on your list. Now, if you go try to do that yourself, you're going to get dropped by every autoresponder. You're going to get dropped by every SMTP server. You have to build your own autoresponder service. You have to have your own SMTP servers. You have to have your own way of managing complaints. So when somebody complains, you can verify that why that guy's on your list and where you got the permission to market them. You have to have a complete system put together that's complex, involves having payroll, and it's expensive. So you're not going to be able to do it. If you can do it, then go get some business because it's a huge advantage. So that's the source of traffic. If you're stuck buying solo ads or using low-cost traffic sources because of your economic situation or you can't muster the following to do a product launch, then I highly recommend you use something like Bulletproof Email Solution because it will teach you how to filter through all the leads you're getting and find the winners and get rid of the losers. And you're going to need to do that. So for every lead you get, only about 1 out of 10 are going to turn into an active opener and clicker. It's very sad to say that because of the quality of the leads now are so poor. So that's it. I want you to make money. So I can put together a free course and you can click on the link above or copy and paste the link in the message box. It will take you to a free solo ad course that will teach you how to sell solo ads on Udemy or on Facebook. And you don't need to have an autoresponder account. You don't need to have a Aweber or GetResponse account, any of that stuff. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on a list. You just start selling traffic that we provide you and making a profit margin on it. It's called arbitrage. So sign up right now. Go get it. Start making money today. Take care.